Patrick, guess what came in the mail today?
Oh, what?
This.
Stick it in!
Ho, 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 everyone. Welcome to this special Christmas edition of the M&K Productions Podcast. If you're watching this on Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you're not, Happy Holidays or soon to be Merry Christmas to you all. I'm joined here by my co-host, Miss Flamingo, aka Kristin. How you doing today, Kristin?
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, we doing all three. So what are we doing today for this special Christmas edition of the podcast?
Oh, just like I tortured you last year with Santa Girl.
You didn't torture me. You didn't torture me. You opened my eyes to just a higher plane of existence with that film.
To be fair, it's not terrible. Santa Girl wasn't terrible, but it's like
it's an experience. Like, it's not terrible, but it's
entertaining.
Yes,
to say the least. But today you are torturing me and our lovely audience today with a watch along of Home Sweet Home Alone.
Yes, I remember. So this movie special to me because when I did the 25 Days of MMR Xmas, I think it was last year or the year before, I had found this movie because it might have been 2022 because this movie came out in 2021.
I was just going to say it came out in 2021, and I remember it being like popping up on like advertisements.
Yeah, because they were advertising like, oh, because the kid from Jojo Rabbit's in it, his friend is in it, and it was like, hey, it's Home Alone, guys. So you like Home Alone, right? So yeah, this was good, and everyone said it was terrible, so I wanted to watch it, and by God, it is
Archie Yates is the name of the actor.
But by God, this movie is terrible, and it's just really cringy because it's trying to recapture the magic of the original one. Because let's face it, a lot of the sequels of Home Alone kind of suck. The only good one is 2 and maybe like 3 to an extent.
I love the first. Like, I don't love Home Alone, but I like the first one is great. And the second one is really good.
Second one is like, I think it's an argument to say that the second one's kind of the best one, in my opinion.
I have a soft spot for the second one. To be honest, I liked that one more than the first one. I don't know why. I think it could be a nostalgia thing. But I think anything after 2 is terrible. But this one definitely takes the cake, I think.
Yeah,
because even terrible.
Because even the straight to TV ones, like I saw, like I think it was 4 that was straight to TV or 5 that was on TV. But yeah, this is like really, really bad.
Yeah, this is let's talk more because I don't want to torture myself any longer talking about this film. So let's click play on Disney Plus.
Yes.
And watch Home Sweet Home Alone.
Yeah, so if you've never been to one of our watch alongs before, what we do is that we play the movie and we talk about it, kind of do a commentary on it. If you want to join along, you can always go on Disney Plus and follow along. And right now we are at the home screen. We're at 00, and we're going to hit play and we're going to watch it. Are you ready to go?
I am ready.
All right, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and play.
I literally decided to put it on mute because I don't want to hear any of the characters talk.
I have it on low for a reason. If my computer will ever load, it's supposed to be loading right now, but it's taking this sweet time to actually play. Oh, something went wrong. Christ. Hold up a second.
I'll pause.
Disney Plus is the web player sucks. All right, here we go. Let's try to play again. It was playing a second ago. Here we go. It's good.
All right, folks, we're back in business.
Yes, we are. All right, we're at 00, and we're seeing the 20th Century Studios. Oh, yeah, there's no Fox anymore.
No Fox. For the holidays. Like Home Alone.
So what is your experience with Home Alone? Did you like the first one? Like, what do you think about the series as a whole?
The films, like, the first one to me is fine. Like, I see where the whole enjoyment is. But I think I have more fun with the sequel only because I just like the fact that Macaulay Culkin is like running around New York and doing all sorts of like crazy, like fun shenanigans stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, and something about the time, like with Christmas in New York is very magical and just so fun. And when you go to New York at Christmas, it's a lot of fun, despite, there's like, craziness in New York, but it's just fun and heartwarming what you see. And that movie really does a really nice job capturing New York, because I feel like New York in the second film plays such a huge character. So for it. So I have a soft spot, but anything like after 3, like I kind of refuse to watch. Because I was just like, I would probably like watch the first like 5 or 10 minutes of it and just turn it off and just be like, all right, I'm not dealing with any of this. Like, how about you?
So I grew up with the first one, and I always thought, like, there's a theory with the first film that I always think is funny, is that it's like Kevin McAllister went on to be John Kramer. That's why he saw.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's a funny theory to me.
That's funny. Where'd you get that theory from?
It's just online. It's just a theory, a game theory. Shout out to Matt Pat. Or not joking. It's a film. No, I'm just joking. It actually is a theory. I was like, I think it was on IMDb and they mentioned it.
Interesting. But do you like the first one, second one? Like, what's your favorite?
Probably the second one, because I like the first one is, I think to this day is still good, because it's just that timely classic.
Yeah. I respect it as a timely classic. I
Oh,
respect it more than A Christmas Story.
Okay, let's not go there. So the second one I like more because they took the concept of the first one and just made it like, hey, we're just gonna go all out. I just like the opening setting, and it's just kind of funnier. It's like, how do you guys do this again with this poor kid?
Yeah, it's true.
So there's one thing in this new movie that you'll understand, that all these characters are very unlikable.
Oh, I can't believe how unlikable everyone is, including this 12-year-old child.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with Archie Yates.
No.
The problem is it's the writing, which I'll go over who wrote the film, because I really want to talk about who wrote the film.
That's the thing with this one, that I was like, just like with this one, when I watched it for the first time, like back in 2022, I'm like, there's no way you can, like, because at least with the original Home Alones, like the kid was likable. Like, okay, he's lovable, he's scamp, he's little, he's supposed to be us as a kid. And like the adults were written less unlikable, but they had their moments of like, okay, you can understand. They're just frustrated with him because it's the holiday time. But no, everyone's an asshole.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen a lot of people talk about. Like, even like the Ellie Kemper, who was in this film, if you know, from The Office, 21 Jump Street, and Bridesmaids. And then, excuse me, Rob Delaney is in it, and he plays. He's been in a couple other things like Catastrophe, Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Notably, also Tom and Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just amazed to see the two of them, but like it just like boggles me, because when Disney has been casting a lot of these like big productions, like they get these kids that are talented.
Yeah.
This is like where I'm bringing up Artemis Fowl when we talked about that, and the actor who's in that wasn't great, and now here like Archie Yates is also like not great here. It's just like because of the characters like that they
it's just
write
the way
them.
the way the writing is, it's just horrendous.
All right, so I really want to dive into the writing. Or no, maybe we should talk about what's happening. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so instead of them going to, where were they going in the original one? Weren't they going to, like, I forgot where they were going in the original film, but this time they're going to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Yeah. But it follows the married couple played by Ellie Kemper and Rob, and and they have this doll. Rob has lost his job. There's this doll that's going to be worth a lot of money.
Some reason.
It's an ugly looking doll, and and it's just the shenanigans and
See, that's the thing with this. So the doll is going to be the MacGuffin in the movie, where the the plot takes why he's home alone and defending it. But like the thing is, like at least with the original one, the Wet Bandits were like, we're just breaking into houses, and they just happen to stumble across the house where Kevin was. So that makes sense. But to have a whole plot focus on like, oh, we're stealing this MacGuffin, like that's really dumb.
To get it back, this all could have been solved if they just everybody acted like adults.
Everyone's a cartoon character.
And just they were like, hey, they could have done a simple search on Google or done like, I don't know if the yellow. I'm so old. Y'all remember Yellow Pages?
Yeah,
could have just like looked it up, or maybe talked to some neighbors around and just asked, hey, there was this kid. He showed up at the open house with his mother. Did you get the name? Like they could have figured it out. And then they could have like figured it out. And which they do. But then they're like being stupid and like you said, cartoon characters, and they never get the doll back and like get the question that they want answered,
Yeah.
So, and I hate it. Like I hated watching this for the first time. Like I sat there and I just cringed in my seat, and I was just like, I was doing like other stuff like laundry and stuff. And I just remember sitting there and just being like, my laundry is more entertaining and lively than this.
Literally, like this movie is kind of like you just put on in the background.
But there's better movies. But I will say, just shout out to a recent, it's not great either, but it's fine. But I just watched Dashing Through the Snow with Ludacris and Lil Ray Hallery.
Oh yeah, that one. How was that?
Ludacris looks like he's miserable in it.
Makes sense.
Like, I don't think Ludacris is a great actor, but he just looks miserable in this film. And I saw him talk about it on TV. Like, he's like, oh, I had fun. It don't look like he had fun here. Like, honestly. But
he's just waiting for the new Fast and Furious to come out.
Yeah, and Dashing Through the Snow was fine. Like, overall, everything else that goes on is fine. It's fine. It's kind of forgettable, but Lil Ray Hallery is cute as Santa Claus, I think.
Shout out to the Eddie Murphy movie, too, that's making the rounds.
I didn't like that, Candy Cane Lane.
Really?
No, I didn't enjoy it. I was kind of bummed, but if you want to see my thoughts, go check it out on my Instagram page.
Oh, he stepped on a Lego.
Ow! That's a knowledge, I guess, to the... Didn't that happen in the original? Where, like,
I think so.
I don't know. Any Home Alone enthusiasts, let me know, because I haven't seen Home Alone in years.
Also, what's a better way to make this movie more modern than make them British?
Yes, torture. Like, I guess it was the people who I grew up with, or I was like around with. No child acted like this, torturing adults like that. Like, I mean, the adults were like kind of like aware, but like they didn't act like this miserable, like they got in on the fun with kids if they were shooting. Like
the thing is like, it's the way the writing is very cynical. Like it's trying to be like a modern age, like, oh yeah, so everyone's like this and that. It's like
technology,
yeah, like
VR. Oh, and I want to acknowledge there was a dad running around, and that is where is him? Pete Holmes.
Really?
He's the uncle. He's the uncle in the movie. If you know Pete Holmes, he's married to, I believe it was I thought he was married to, no, I thought it was Samantha Bee, but he's not. I'm thinking of somebody else. But Pete Holmes is kind of an interesting talent. He's done a few movies, but nothing, he don't stand out to me as an actor.
Okay, I was just saying, like, come and 8 plays. I feel like I'm watching Flushed Away again with these accents.
Try to stick in that Looney Tunes spot.
I'm still trying. Like, I'd rather like any movie is interesting than this one.
Oh, but let's talk about the writing for a second.
Oh, BMW. I'm like a little far. I'm a little behind because I had to start late, so I just got to the Looney Tunes section. All right, so go ahead. What's up with the writing?
Okay. I had the writers up here because I wanted to talk about the writing because I knew it was written by 2 people, the screenplay at least. I knew Mikey Day was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
and Streeter Seidel, who I know Mikey Day from starring in like Saturday Night Live. And if you know Wild and Out with the Nick Cannon show.
Yeah.
He was one of the members of that show and has appeared on it. And I was like, okay, why did he write this? Because I don't think he has written much to say, because I know he's written like characters for Saturday Night Live, but for this, no. Like, I don't know how they hired him. Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. Like, did he, I want to know, did he present it with Streeter to Disney and was like, hey, we should make a Home Alone thing? Because Streeter Seidel worked at College Humor.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And did SNL. So obviously the two became friends, you know, Mikey and Streeter, but they went on to do that. Or I don't know if it's the director Dan Miser who approached this. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know whose idea was, because I am not, like I said, I'm not a Home Alone enthusiast. So I don't know whose idea was. I don't know if it was Disney and then they approached Mikey Day or
I'm gonna
whoever.
assume probably Disney, because they're like nostalgia.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know what made them decide to hire Dan Mazer as a director, because I'm going to just say the films that he has worked on, and I don't understand how they came to this decision to hire him. So I want to go back to 2002, where he directed Ali G, Ida House. I don't know. I'm not an Ali G fan.
Who's Ali G?
It's the Sacha Baron Cohen character.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He worked on Borat. Bruno.
Interesting.
Bruno, the Dictator. Like, he didn't direct these. I'm just acknowledging his work. He first directed where his directing skills came in with the film I Give It a Year. And then he directed what I believe is the worst Zac Efron movie, worse than Baywatch, and an insulting to Robert De Niro's career, which is
Bad Grandpa?
Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa.
I never wanted to walk out of a comedy so badly in a theater.
I completely forgot that's a movie.
And that is probably the worst Zac Efron film. And I never felt angry at myself for buying a ticket and going to see it. And I hated that movie so much. Bridget Jones' Baby, he worked on that, which I love. Office Christmas Party, another Christmas movie.
I didn't like that. I reviewed that this year. It was bad.
The soundtrack is nice. The Borat sequel.
That was all right.
The Exchange he also directed in 2021 with Evan Jogia and Justin Hartley. And then at the same time, like immediately after that, Home Sweet Home Alone came out, and now he's working on his next big feature is the untitled Big Jim film.
The hell is that?
Action figures.
Huh.
I never heard of. Like, I don't know what's.
Is it like Small Soldiers or?
I don't know. It says the original Mark Strong, the man from Mattel. Big Jim Basic. This is what I'm reading from Wikipedia. But they're action figure toys. So I never heard of them. They're obviously not something. Oh, they're associated with James Bond. I don't know.
I like how they're like, yeah, that doll's worth a lot of money. Like, there's no way a doll would cost 200,000. What, 200 million? They said. I don't know.
No, that should be like in a museum. Then, if a museum would pay more for a lot of money for that, but then again, a museum could be putting up that for an auction.
That brat kid stole my doll.
Yeah, I gotta get him.
That's why you don't have people just touching your shit.
You gotta put away everything. Don't take out your most prized possession items when you're having an open house. Oh, they're getting ready to go to the Tokyo. That's a flight to go on for.
Yeah, that's for Christmas.
And do you know what? Did you notice how Archie is still in the car and his mom or nobody decided to count the kids and be like, all right, he's here, he's here, he's here. Like make it like, make a checklist like mentally. I get it. Parents can be like, this is like dramatized for it, but like, it's like, you don't think to check and be like, make sure everybody is there. Like even the wife is like, didn't text saying, make sure, so-and-so is in the car. Make sure you have him before the plane took off. Like they better not, like nobody decided to check the whole house before they leave.
Like I said, it's cartoon logic.
I know. Oh, we're singing with the seniors. Singing with the seniors.
In any other situation, he'd be dead in there because the car was running.
This feels like and honestly, how the whole thing is executed, this is like a straight to DVD film.
Oh no, yeah, they just said they're like, we have Disney Plus now. We can actually use this, and we can actually
have more money. And
yeah. How do you think Artemis Fowl was released?
Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be in theaters, and then they changed it.
Oh, this would have been terrible in theaters.
Oh, this movie would have not made any money in theaters.
Well, my thing is like, are they trying to be like, was the something like, hey, this was the friend in Jojo Rabbit, you should go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Was that like, I wonder if that was the main selling point for this movie.
Mm-hmm. Frosty. Did you see the little acknowledgement of McAllister?
Yeah.
Home security, little shout out acknowledgement.
So that's the thing too with these Home Alone movies. Do they take place in the same universe? Are they just different like stories? Is it an anthology?
It has to be because McAllister is like Macaulay Culkin's like last name of the character.
Yeah.
And given what he's went through, it makes sense if he's gonna have a security company.
That would be funny.
A good thing Macaulay Culkin decided not to show up for this. I feel like his legacy.
Well, he's busy. He's busy with Brenda Song. Lucky guy.
Yes, and he just got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Well deserved. Well, my thing is like, I think he just outgrew the character. He's like, I'm so sick of this. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't blame him because this is dumb.
The child actor that he was, and the roughness that he went through, and
yeah, no,
it makes sense. I wonder what he thinks of the sequels. I don't know if I'm sure he's talked about it in the past. But I don't think they capture the legacy of like what he once, made the films.
It was probably just the first one he likes.
Oh, this part is so this senior singing. What do you think of the brother character? Because that's something else in this movie. Remember, like one of the characters has a brother who shows up.
I think so. I don't know.
The Rob's.
Oh yeah.
He's like the rich one they got the son.
Wasn't that Kenan Thompson?
No, Kenan Thompson was the sales agent for the house.
I like how he randomly shows up in movies now. I'm not even mad at that. I actually like that.
I like Kenan Thompson.
Me too. This is funny how like he just randomly shows up now. We're like, oh my god.
People like him.
I do too.
I mean, I haven't watched the new Good Burger movie yet, but
honestly, when you think about this movie and like the concept, like the original one, they're like, thieves trying to steal. Like, if you like really think about it, they're justified just trying to get the stuff that's actually theirs back. This little shit stolen.
It makes sense.
Like it actually makes sense, but then like it's supposed to be like, no, they're the bad guys because they're trying to go after a kid. Like, no, this kid took a doll that was
supposedly took the doll. We should say that.
Yes.
Because we don't know if he has it. But this bratty kid, he seems like to me the way they make his character out to be like a school bully too.
A little bit, yeah.
Like if I would have seen him on the playground or something, like I would have, and he's like picking on some kid, I would have been like, I don't like him. Was he? What?
Like they just make it out like it could be all big misunderstanding. They check everything.
Yeah,
Like,
which
oh yeah,
it honestly
but he's
is.
like, I'm gonna screw with these adults.
Yeah. And like they said, I love how you say because they're all cartoon characters because they pretty much are. It's just like, what is that orange dot in my screen? Oh, it disappears. I guess it's because I'm watching something that's really weird. Sorry, y'all. I'm just like looking something at. Oh, it's Zoom going. I was like, wait, why is my that's the weird dot in the corner?
We are so just mentally checked out of this movie that we're literally talking
Oh,
about Zoom.
I am not. This movie it didn't interest me the least. And I was like,
oh, that's I forgot Jim Rash is in this movie.
Yeah, he is. Community.
Oh my god!
I like seeing. That's the joy of that. Like seeing Jim Rash also pop up.
He's funny. Yeah, he's really,
so
really funny.
good. I love it when him and Joel McHale are together and just acting silly.
I don't know if you ever seen Mike Tyson Mysteries, but he plays the Marquis of Queensberry. He's hilarious.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's awesome. Look it up. Would recommend. But no, now he wakes up. He's like, oh no, I'm home alone. In this big house. This is bigger than the original house. Like, what?
Yeah. And he's like so happy too. I would have been so sad. Like my family forgot me.
Well, it's like with this concept, how many times can you really do this concept of like being left home alone now, if you think about it?
No, because now we have like securities. People put like cameras in their house and been like, looking around and seeing like what's going on. If like even if their son was forgotten, like home alone.
There's precautions for this.
More nowadays, like with technology and stuff.
Oh, come on, mate.
Internet unlocked.
Like even with this one being in 2021, like there's still an element of like, hey, you should have security systems, or like even if like the mom could have just called the house.
They have the McAllister thing. Oh, now he's trying on clothes. He's reading diaries. He's eating candy.
What's going on the internet? What paid mom and dad? Did you ever have an internet blocker when you were a kid?
Not really, no.
Or was your parents like, you can only spend this much amount of time on the computer?
They were like, you can spend this much amount of time on the internet. Like I wasn't like really exposed to that kind of stuff, like of like exploring, because all I did was like look at like Disney Channel stuff as a kid, or Nickelodeon stuff, or like look up like movie stuff, or like listen to music videos, like like Maroon 5 music videos when like YouTube was becoming a thing, or watching like a slideshow of like High School Musical on
I
YouTube.
used to watch those too.
Like that's what I used to watch. Like I never really like explored. Like I stuck to my comfort levels and looking up what was going on.
I really didn't go on YouTube until like like 2013. That's like when I really started to get into places. And they're doing all this for $238,000. That is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things.
I know it's money that could help with the house, but it's like
it's not worth it to go through this torture.
No, it's not. Oh. Yeah, well.
That's Rob Delaney, correct, right?
Yeah, that's what I said, earlier.
Do you think they held him at gunpoint saying you better do this fucking movie?
I think they did that to everybody who's a actor. And then Mikey Day was like, can you be in this? Like, I think he worked on the casting process for this too.
We'll give you all the drugs in the world. No, joking.
No, we'll try to get you on SNL.
They're like, you can do Chip and Dale after this, we promise.
Disney promised them that.
Yes.
That's probably a really good Disney Plus original. Is Chip and Dale. I actually really liked it.
I didn't like that one, honestly. I thought it was kind of overrated in my opinion.
You mean you don't like the Post Malone song that plays at the end of the film?
No, I don't like the movie in general. I didn't think it was funny.
I liked it. It was fine.
I didn't like it because it was just like, oh, we're making fun of everything, right? Especially the ugly sex. Like, you can't hurt my feelings if I'm in on the joke. I'm like, okay, I get it. You're funny.
You're at the Christmas Village part, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Because I was like, I know you're a few seconds behind, but I just want to make sure.
Like, everyone's a cartoon character. No one is like real.
Did you get to the dress scene?
Yeah.
So she's like, so obviously they can't afford to buy certain Christmas presents. So the woman who is like the aunt in the film,
Yeah,
her name is Aunt May, and she goes, "Oh, you're gonna look so hot."
she just said that as you said that. That's actually funny.
Like, I just feel like if I have an aunt like that, that's so cringy.
None of my aunts are like that. Thank God.
No, none of my aunts are like that too. They're like, "Oh, this dress would look pretty on you." They would never say, "Oh, you were gonna look."
I know
hot.
some of my friends who said that, like, you're gonna look so hot. Like, that's something I would hear like a teenager would say, not a full grown adult.
No.
And now the mom is having a flashback to when Christmas was great when they had money, and she's like, you know what? Let's go get that doll back.
No, I hate that. Seeing the upside down little. What?
Said the title, Home Sweet Home. Like, honestly, this all could have been avoided if they're like, hey, let's just wait till she comes back, and like, hey, we think you guys have your doll,
or if nobody's home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang.
Snow apocalypse.
And they just quote it, you keep the change, you filthy. Like, they do so many references and callbacks, like, hey, this is what you like from Home Alone? You want references? We got you.
The green screen is really bad in this too. Because I'm in the part I'm at the part where they're driving in the snow apocalypse, as they call it in the film. And it's like snowing like crazy. That's so dumb. Like, I don't understand. There's ways they could have figured out the ways like they could save money for this kind of stuff. Like Rob Delaney just goes, "Oh, I just watched an episode of Locked Up like on demand." I was like, "Did you pay for that?"
Mm.
Like, there's ways this family probably could have saved money and,
Yeah.
had their house. Like, he could have kept, like, there's ways, like, I know, like, I'm not sure if they could afford another mortgage. Like, I don't understand, but like,
Maybe
I'm not
it's
sure
a
that was
recession.
mentioned.
Oh my gosh, we came up with a theory. Home Sweet Home Alone takes place in a recession. These guys they lost.
Well, I
their house.
can't, because then they have all this technology.
But still, they lost the house to the banks.
Well, we're also in the middle of a recession, so to be fair.
I like how the motivation, because the dad's like, yeah, it's $200,000. And mom's like, no. But then she has the vision. She's like, get that doll.
And the doll is like talking.
Yeah.
Like,
like, he's like, okay, so I'll give you an example. Would you ever be like, hey, we have something we need to get back? Would you be like, hey, we think you took it? Or hey, can we just look and see if we just replace it?
Or just like ask, or if they're gonna be like instigators, then it's like, it's not worth it then.
No.
Like, if they stole it, then you get like maybe the cops involved, or if something were like to the point of like, if you have like if you have like any kind of like documentation that says like it's yours, like if somebody were to steal something that says, yeah, this ring, this other thing is mine, yeah.
The thing with this one too is that this is a very mean-spirited entry into the series, if you think about it.
If anybody gets started into the series and watches this one, it fails to capture
the magic of
the other ones. Not saying that the other ones didn't capture the magic either. It's just
like at least with the other sequels, like 3, 4, and 5, they had like their moments of like, okay, they obviously care about the source material. Because that my thing, it's like, if you're gonna do more sequels of like classic properties, if you understand the story, I'll use an example. I know you say you don't like Christmas Story, and I love Christmas Story. The sequel they made last year with Peter Kingsley. Ben King, what's the kid from the original one? What's his name? I forgot. But he's actually a big time producer and director. He helped make that, and that actually was really good because it's coming from someone who understands. I was in this, and I did the source material.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But
it was well enough liked by people.
Yeah, but this one was just like, hey, this is like, hey, we own the rights to Fox now because we bought Fox. Should we do a Home Alone movie? I think it's time.
When did the previous one come out? Like, when was the last one that came out? Do you remember?
Let me look it up. I want to say 2014.
Was it 2014?
Let me see. So the first one was 1990, fun fact.
Yeah, I knew that.
So the one before that was The Holiday Heist, and that was a television film. So that was in 2012. But the last theatrically released movie was Home Alone 3.
Home Alone 3 was one of the screenwriters written by John Hughes, and Christopher Columbus directed the first two Home Alone movies.
And the fourth one was actually the last. The third one was the last one written by John Hughes. So that's why it kind of took a dip in quality, because there's people who still defend the third one. But the third one isn't that bad. Like,
it's not as good.
It's not good, but at least it's like, hey, John Hughes wrote this. But like, I noticed everyone's like, yeah, but the last Home Alone movie before this was 2012, and that was the fourth one. That was the TV movie.
Mm-hmm. It aired on ABC.
I know, of all places. Or no, when it was ABC Family and not Freeform.
Oh, it aired on The Wonderful World of Disney, followed by a DVD release.
Oh.
But the first two, directed by Christopher Columbus, is huge because Christopher Columbus will go to work on like
Harry Potter,
Mrs. Doubtfire, Stepmom, Harry Potter, of course.
He did Rent.
I have a soft spot for Christmas with Cranks, even though he was a producer of that and a writer for it. He worked on Rent.
I love Rent.
I love you, Beth Cooper. Remember that? That was a thing.
I remember
Percy
he did
Jackson.
Pixels.
Oh, not Pixels. That
Pixels was entertaining.
I will take anything over Pixels. And then he did work on the Christmas Chronicles too. So he has a soft spot for his Christmas movies.
Respect.
So they ranked all of Christopher Columbus's previous films based on Rotten Tomato scores. And based on what I could see here, his highest Pixels is no. I Love You, Beth Cooper is his lowest.
Really?
Yes.
That's worse than Pixels. That's worse than Pixels.
Well, Pixels is 17%.
Still.
Yeah, based on a Rotten Tomato score. And then I think from what I can read from his highest is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's but he hasn't really done anything since then, you know?
No, not since 2020. I don't know what he's working on now.
Maybe he's just chilling. He's just enjoying the residuals from Harry Potter and all that. And this is Doubtfire.
Yeah, you're right. Also, whatchamacallit? The last Home Alone movie was released in 2012.
Yeah, that's the one in Disney that was on ABC Family.
This one was on ABC. Oh, yeah. Premiered on ABC Family. I don't even remember seeing this premiere on ABC Family. And then Home Alone 3. This is the one I didn't like the voice because it kind of all the people who were trying to break into this house kind of like scared me a little bit.
I feel yeah.
But anyways,
I like how he's before you go, he's like, I can't tell the cops because my parents will go to jail because they left me home alone.
He could say to that thing, the monitor or security thing he's talking to, be like, hey, call my mom.
Yeah, if it's like Alexa, I'm pretty sure the parents could just check anything because like there's probably motion detector, you know.
Yeah, it's like Alexa, call mom, and be like, okay, calling mom. Hi, honey, I am on the next flight coming home. Don't worry, you know. And they should know like what the people, they have the security system, who is stepping onto their property. Like, yeah,
they should have like
sensors. They have the security systems for all that, and they have the house alarm. They don't realize, hey, so someone is on our property.
Y'all have Ring, don't you?
I have Ring.
Doesn't it? It does that. Like when you're out in the store,
it alerts you.
Like this. Why doesn't HomeBot do the same thing? We're picking apart flaws right now with Home Alone, See Home Alone.
That's the point. Do you know who does a really good job, even more picking out the flaws? If you watch Danny Gonzalez, he tore apart this movie.
I did see that one. Yes,
it was such a good video.
Actually, one of my favorite. The reason why I knew about this movie because Alex Myers did a video on it. I was fucking laughing.
I love Alex Myers.
I was like,
he does great content.
I have to watch it. Like exactly, like if you had a security system, it could have been like even if you're at the airport, you can be like, hey, where's
all the notifications would have been coming in through the app, like, hey, these strangers are on the property, they're messing with our alarm code. You would get notified, like, because you have like you're timed to like set off the alarm, of like how many attempts try to break in, or like, if you don't get it maybe like the second or third time, then it really goes off, and then that's when you're like really notified. So like I don't understand the security. Maybe the McAllister home security, maybe it does suck.
Back in London,
boy. Okay, so here's another interesting thing I want to talk about. Go ahead.
So like she's like, I'm gonna turn around and go back to the airport. You know how long you have to go to fly back from Tokyo back to America? Like the hell? That's like, I'll be like, sorry, son, we love you, but we're not.
You'll be so jet lagged.
Like you have to wait until we get home, or just be like, hey, can you guys just take him to the airport? I'll get his ticket and he can come and meet us here.
Mm-hmm. She could have ordered him an Uber and gotten like one of the security people, like like a flight attendant can watch the child.
Yeah, unaccompanied minor.
Yeah. There's solutions that could have been solved easily. Like, would have they been controversial to solve? Maybe, but or like not controversial, extreme to solve, but they could have been fixable.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna do a test.
Oh, that's the brother. The cop's the brother. That's the That's the Avengers Cinematic Universe. That's the brother. That's the cop. That's Kevin's brother.
Oh right.
That's the big twist. It is taking place in the same universe. Callister home alarm system. All right, what were you gonna say?
Okay, so I was gonna check between the Rotten Tomato score and the IMDb score and see how all of them rank from the Home Alone franchise.
Do it.
So I'm gonna pull up IMDb, and based on IMDb, for the films for the first Home Alone. So Home Alone, the 1990 film, has a 7.5 out of 10. The sequel has there we go, not that one. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, released in 1992, has a 6.9 out of 10.
Should be higher, at least a 7 in my opinion.
Home Alone 3, released in 1997, has a 4.6. So drastically, a 4.6 out of 10.
Jesus.
Let's see. It goes Home Alone 4. Yep. I thought it was like Home Alone 4. Like, I don't even care what their names at this point. Oh, this is not Home Alone. That's something else. Home Alone. Okay, that's the wrong movie. Wait, my screen just disappeared. Oh my god, what is happening? Too many windows. Sorry, y'all. My computer is moving uberly slow now.
Hey, he's still a good kid. He still goes to church even when he's home alone. That's respectable.
Right? It doesn't even want to give me the 4th Home Alone movie. IMDb is like, what? Home Alone 4. That's what I want, please.
You're asking too much. Stop it.
Yeah. It's asking, what? You want that one? I don't even think IMDb is picking it up, because what it's giving me is like Home Alone 4 2020. It's not even picking it up.
That one's so hard to find. The TV films are harder.
Okay, so we don't have an IMDb score, at least that's showing up on my end. Home Alone, The Holiday Heist, gets a 3.5 out of 10 on IMDb. And then Home Sweet Home Alone, 3.6 out of 10. So
wow, that means no one liked it.
Yeah, they got worse, but by one little margin, people like Home Sweet Home Alone a little bit more than Home Alone, the holiday heist.
What like also with this scene too, where he's like, "Can I get a shopping cart?" Like, you're gonna steal from the donated kid, you asshole.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's like, Can I get a shopping cart, please?
Oh, all right. Let me see what the Rotten Tomatoes scores are for this. All right, because I'm curious. All right, Rotten Tomatoes, Home Alone. Home Alone series. That's what I want. All right, so Home Alone, the first one is a 66%, which I'm kind of surprised about.
Well,
I feel like,
actually, that's shocking. What?
yeah, I'm surprised by that. Okay, so then, yeah, there's like professional reviews, I guess you want to say, whatever, critics, there's 116 reviews and 40 rotten reviews and 76 fresh reviews.
Wow.
For Home Alone 2, it is 35%.
Which one?
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. 35%.
Well, let's face it. The Rotten Tomatoes isn't really the most credible source for.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because this is the same site that gave the original Footloose rotten score, but the remake has a fresh score.
Certified score.
Like that make sense.
They did something. I don't know. Home Alone, 1997, 32. Like, how is the difference?
Needs more New York.
Home Alone 4. This one actually comes up on Rotten Tomatoes. Gets negative score. They don't even have it. But it's listed on Rotten Tomatoes with an audience score of 24%, though. Oh. Home Alone, the 5, the holiday twist, gets not even a score, but 27% from audience. And then Home Sweet Home Alone, which definitely has a critic score, because I remember seeing that it wasn't high to begin with.
And they think the old lady at the church is his grandmother, because she's like, the old lady's the German.
All right, so Home Sweet Home Alone is sitting currently at a 15% and audience score of 12%. This is where the critics and audiences align for once.
On which one is it?
Home Sweet Home Alone.
Because this movie sucks.
It does. Critics consensus: nobody's home.
God, I love when the critics can get smart.
Audience says, with the ridiculous story and obnoxious main character, who's harder to root for than the quote unquote villains?
They're not villains. That's the worst part. They're not villains.
Home Sweet Home Alone is no fun for the whole family.
Like, they're not villain. Like, this is justifiable. The way they're doing it is not the right. Like you said, no one acts like a reasonable adult.
Yeah.
Good God. Imagine if you got left home alone, like you were a kid, and your parents like, all right, Kristin, we're gonna go to like Germany or something, and then like you got in a big blow up with you and your sister, and then you wake up the next morning, you're like, we forgot Kristin.
Yeah. I mean, they had a lot of kids in Home Alone. I get that, but if you have like 2, you're gonna forget your kid and not even realize that doesn't make sense to me. So,
and just to let y'all know, everyone, I'd say we're halfway through the movie, kind of. We got 50 minutes left, but this feels like it goes on forever.
I never wanted a movie to be more quicker than anything else.
Well, it's only an hour and 36 minutes, but it's the longest.
Oh my God, look at the daughter stands out in the choir. She has her black dress on and everyone else is wearing blacks, like sweaters and stuff. I mean, I get it, she has a solo, but I feel like you want to be in unison.
It's not good. Especially in church. Oh no.
I'm at the part where they're trying to climb over the wall and get into the house.
Yeah, this isn't like a mamby-pamby house. This is legit like a mansion.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it.
The poor parents really like torture themselves just to get that stupid doll.
Yeah, like like they're not the villains. At least with the Wet Bandits, they were like actually criminals. These are just two parents trying to save their house.
Too. They didn't even bother to ring the doorbell and ask the kid, "Hey, do you have the doll we're looking for?"
Well, I think the problem with this is that they're writing it as like it's still the 90s, so everyone's like not thinking it's like don't answer the door for strangers. They're like you've seen them before. Like they're not strangers to you. You've actually know who
not
they
anymore.
are.
You talk to them. You went to the bathroom in their house. Oh, he lost his pants. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, a lot of these jokes are very like I said,
juvenile.
I think the reason for this is that this was just a cash grab for Disney's. Like we own the rights now. It's Christmas.
To show off.
Yeah, it's Disney Plus. We need to, have something.
If somebody got a Disney Plus subscription just to watch Home Sweet Home Alone, then I am shocked.
You deserve to have it canceled immediately.
Yeah. I wonder what Your Movie Sucks would think of this.
I think he probably reviewed it or probably just said, no, I'm not doing it. Because like this came out around the same time as the David Whippy Kid animated one, and I watched that and I kind of enjoyed that one a little bit more. It has its flaws, but I liked it better.
Wait, how are there stairs? They failed to look around the property?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, God. It gets worse and worse as I'm watching it.
I'd rather watch. We should have just did better watch out.
You know what I watched last night with my friends?
What?
Which would have been like a fun watch. Violent Night.
Yes, that was awesome.
We had people over here to celebrate the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And we put it on because it was late, and our friend was like, "Hey," because I was like, everybody was gonna play games, and I was just gonna sit on the couch and just like chill or whatever. And I was gonna find something, and he's like, "Hey, let's put on Violent Night," and I was like, "He's like, I've only seen 30 minutes of it," and I was like, "Okay."
It's funny. My mom and I watched it last year. And the little girl does Home Alone better than this kid does in Home Alone because she just watched it, and then she did the Home Alone perfect with the one girl in the attic. I might watch it after this movie because it's that good. Shout out to David Harbour. I can't wait for the sequel.
Me too. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah. What was your favorite part of Violent Night?
Oh, just the shenanigans and the dialogue of like, the Christmas humor, because it's like very much like as like the kind of like the action style of like John Wick.
Uh-huh.
And it's like Die Hard.
I like
and
when
it has like Home Alone elements to it.
When the little girl was like, "You're gonna kick their asses," like, ah, don't say that. And he's like, "You can kick their butts." He's like, "Yes, I am."
Yeah, and then she says something else. I don't want to say it here, but butt's the most appropriate for this podcast.
She said anus. It's like that. Yeah. Okay. He's like, that's better.
Atomically, that's more the correct way.
Like these poor people, they're just trying to get their stuff back, and they just like they're making it harder. Like the alternate version of Home Alone, they die, and he has to clean up the bodies.
Yep. Did they forget about the stairs?
Possibly.
Because I just got to the part where they just slid down the stairs. They're mad at themselves. Like, I would be mad, like, I slid down the stairs. It's like not
I'd be mad I'm even doing this in the first
They
place.
got into the wrong house, so that's your own fault, Buns. We deserve a W. No, you don't. Nobody deserves a W here. The audience deserves a W for given what they chose to put up with.
So, do you think we're ever going to get another Home Alone, considering this one bombed horribly?
Probably in another 10 years or so.
Will it be released in theaters, or will it be in another Disney Plus?
Probably another Disney Plus. If Disney Plus is still around, God only knows what.
Well, if they get their shit together, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw your TikTok, y'all. Go follow Mac on TikTok of like Disney not making like $1 billion this year. Yeah.
No, because it's just they've been fucking up everything with the MCU, the way they've handled Star Wars, to like everything that they've done this year. It's just been bad, and like they're bringing it.
They haven't succeeded, which is kind of a shame for such. I would love to see what Walt would be looking at Disney nowadays and be like,
"What the?
Are you proud? Like what?" He'd be like, "What is going on?"
I'm going back to the fucking freezer. This is bullshit.
The freezer.
I do know that the apparently the public domain, the original Mickey Mouse, like Tugboat with Mickey, will be in public domain next year.
Wow.
So I can't wait for another horror movie. We can have a situation of
Steamboat Mickey maybe torturing four little ships.
We're getting the sequel to Winnie the Pooh next year.
I didn't watch that. I decided to save myself from that. I watched a couple of other bad movies I've seen, like that just came out this year, and I was just like, let me just see how bad it is. And I watched some kind of terrible movies.
There was a teacher in, I guess, in Florida. What happened was that
oh yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, like how does that happen?
The teacher decided to show Winnie the Pooh, the horror movie version, to his class or her class. I forgot. It was a.
But still, like, how does that happen? You'd be like, you should know what this is if you've been on the internet.
Yeah. Or based on the cover, like, do you not realize what you were looking at? I feel like all elementary schools should just stick to like picking out something like on
Polar
YouTube
Express.
or like finding something on
YouTube, not YouTube, because you can find something.
But like picking out like the YouTube like free movies.
Okay, I was gonna say like not YouTube. Actually, it is funny you mentioned because the other day it's taken down now. Someone had uploaded the entire movie of Spider-Man: No Way Home just on YouTube.
That's amazing.
And it got deleted, of course, because you can't do that. But it was just funny. There's this whole movie got uploaded. I was like, what the hell?
All right, story time. So one job I worked at, I'm not going to reveal where, some guy called and he was asking for a movie. And I was like, okay, this movie's not produced anymore. They're not making it. He's like, but I want to see it. He's like, I have to show this to people. And I'm like, okay, but it's not.
Show this to people. As a parent, I gotta do it. You don't believe me. Please.
And then I was like, okay, well, it's not being produced anymore. He's like, I need to upload it to YouTube. And I'm like,
wait,
sir,
what?
You can't upload it to YouTube. He's like, why can't I? And I'm like, it's copyright, sir. And it was like this older man, and he was getting so frustrated because I'm just like telling him, like,
why can't I do this illegal thing?
So, why can't I do this illegal activity? Because she can't. Like, even if that was the case, like, he was gonna like do that. I'm like, dude, you can't do that unless you're gonna do like some form of commentary on it, where you're reacting to it,
Yeah.
Or you're not like breaking it down or something of like, you're not going to use it for educational purposes for a degree, then you're fine. Then you can't do it. But if you're going to just like upload it, then you're in trouble.
Oh my goodness. What movie was it? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. But this was like a said job I worked at years ago. And it was that was the most interesting phone call I've ever had. I think it was like some concert movie or something like that.
Oh, it must have been the Jonas Brothers concert.
No, it was like I think it was like some unknown like folk band or something like that.
Oh, that's
He's like,
it's
on it's like, he's like, it's on the website. I'm like, yeah, it's just to show the work that this company did. But that doesn't mean they make it anymore, because nobody was buying it.
Damn, you just broke that man's heart that day. He was so excited to get that.
I literally had to tell everybody in the office. I was like, you'll not believe the phone call.
So you know what's funny is that happened to me quite a bit because it's mostly the older people when you try to explain to them why you can't have a certain thing. So, I had a lot of people at Target. They'd come in like, "Do you have this season of like Frasier on DVD?" And I was like, "No."
Go
like,
on Amazon; they'll have it there. Or look at Target.com.
well, no, the thing is, they go on Target and they think it's because it's in the store, but it's not. Like, it says it's online.
But it says it's online, but you have to order it online,
Well, a lot of people think that since it's online, that it's like we can already have it. It's in the store. I tell you, like, no, it's not.
All right. So, anyways, moving on to the part of like where the contraptions and shit is getting done.
He broke a Lego bridge.
He broke that. He put butter on the stairs. Used a lot of butter. Used too much butter. And also, how did he get money to pay for all that stuff when he went to the store?
Well, he probably just said, "I'm a kid.
I can just take." All right, so it's Christmas Eve.
Battle plan.
Of course, the father is dressed up as Santa, and Archie Yates is ready to go to battle.
What's he doing nowadays?
What?
What's he doing? Like, what's some of his other films?
He's on Instagram. I saw, because I was like, what is he up to? Is he doing new movies or something? And he did, based on that, he hasn't really worked on anything except like a TV thing that's called Oni the Thunder God Tales. Like, he provided voice work for that. But that was it.
Just yeah, because it's like the only thing you'd probably know him in if you saw was Jojo Rabbit because he's his friend. So I was like, are you guys just banking on people who
they banked on that?
I'm like, I mean, he was funny in it, but I don't remember him.
Because I only remembered in Jojo Rabbit, I only remember the young kid, Roman Griffin Davis.
Yeah, I don't remember and everyone else too besides the friend.
I know he was like the little scene stealer too, but like,
that's the thing. I'm like, were they banking on that? Or be like, hey, do you like Rob Delaney? Do you like everyone else? They're in this movie. Because I mean, the original one had Joe Pesci.
I like how they take themselves and they're like, we're gonna go on the ice. They could have walked on the snow.
They don't explain why he's dressed as Santa Claus for this.
He's like, I'll dress up as Santa. He's like, mentioned it.
That's weird. Like, you're doing a B&E and you would have dressed as Santa Claus.
Hopefully they got paid enough money to know they were going to have to do all this crazy stunt work.
I don't think so. They probably got paid like peanuts for this. If I worked on this movie, I would have had to be like, give me executive producer credit and I'll be happy. Who's the mom in this movie? Because she looks familiar. What's her name?
I just had it up. Aisling May.
She looks familiar. I've seen her in stuff before.
She was in Living with Yourself with Paul Rudd.
That's probably where I saw her at.
That's a good series.
Actually is, yeah.
I wish that got a second season.
But it's also a good series, Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley's got some good moments.
I like it.
She's been a lot of UK stuff. Like, I haven't seen her in. She was in Love, Wedding, Repeat, which is like a Netflix film. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of UK stuff that like we would have probably have seen here. This is like,
I think I might have seen her in Doctor Who. I'm not sure.
I don't see. Does it show that she was in Doctor Who?
I'm not checking the IMDb. You're the one.
Oh, she was. Do you know what? Here's the thing, Matt. She voiced Emily Burke in Assassin's Creed 3 in 2012.
There we go.
There you go.
I knew the voice. All right, cool. Emily Burke, Assassin's Creed 3. Yeah, I'm the Assassin's Creed guy.
I know.
We should talk about the Assassin's Creed movie one day and see how like fucking terrible it is.
All right, that will be on the list.
That could be a watch along for the summer, especially since we're gonna get more video game movies next year. Did you ever leave cookies out for Santa when you were a kid? Were you one of those people?
I did. I did. And I also left carrots for the reindeer.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Coke and Mentos.
Why milk hot? Okay.
It doesn't work for Diet Cola though, right?
No.
Doesn't it need to be like regular Coca-Cola? You know?
For the Mentos?
Yeah.
No, it could be for actually that's a good no, I think since it's carbonated still, it could work for any of them, you know?
All right, science.
Science.
Let's look it up. This is gonna be the most interesting thing we're gonna look up today. Can you use any soda with Mentos? Okay. Oh, however, any carbonated beverage would work. Consider Diet Coke to be the optimal option. Oh, has been studied and confirmed as having the strongest effect. However, any carbonated beverage will work. As for Mentos, many things work to nucleate the carbonated beverages, such as other candy, metal, and ceramic spheres.
Look, this piece of shit. It's just you're like, listen, we're just trying to talk. You fucking asshole.
Oh my god, she's on fire. I forgot about this part. He actually puts a woman on fire. That's arson right there.
Yes, like he's a psychopath. Like he's not likable at all. Like that's the problem too with this one. Is that
I know that happened in the other one too with Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Because I remember that. But like here where the kid is so unlikable and everything.
Well, the thing is
he's trying to save his house. Like, you know.
Well, the thing is like we've gotten to know these guys, and you can tell they're not bad people. They just want to save, protect their family and stuff. Like you can understand that. Mm-hmm. But like with this kid, he's just so unlikable throughout the movie. You're like, why? Like that's cruel. They just
think like they're like, oh, they want to kidnap me, kid. They do not want to kidnap you because you're annoying as shit, and they don't probably want to deal with your ass. You know,
like they're just trying to get something back that there might be in your house. You can just say,
I would say, like, if I caught on fire after all that, I would just walk away and be like, that doll ain't worth it after all that. And this kid is destroying the house.
Yeah.
For like a reason that I think is very stupid. Oh, poor Ellie Kemper. Like, I actually feel bad for the villains for once.
Like, they're not even villains.
Quote unquote villains. Of what the film wants them to be, you know?
They're just like this is symbolism for the 1% trying to take away the middleman.
Oh, this part is so dumb with the VR. Did you get up to this part?
Not yet. She's
all right.
walking.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
At least walking with her hair. God, her hair looks terrible.
Looks like she got electrocuted, doesn't she?
They're trying to they're taking beats from the original one when Marv got locked. Oh, here I am, the VR.
Okay. I have a lot to say about the VR.
What?
Why doesn't he just take it off?
Because I don't think he got knocked out, so I don't think he really knows it.
Like, doesn't he not know it's like pixelated? Like he got knocked out.
Well,
like,
it's supposed to look realistic, so I don't think he knows.
That does not like the realistic thing. Like, like doesn't he not realize he's not in the home anymore? And like he would have woke up quickly. Like, oh, do you think that kid would have taken your big ass like anywhere?
Well, remember that movie? I forgot what it was called. It was like this kid. He got a check from his grandmother, and then he edited the check to give him $1 million. And these people tried to break into his house, and one of the things he did was that he put VR on the guy, and he had like a seizure.
What movie is this?
I forgot, but it's like I forgot the movie. Dang it.
Open the other door. Open the other side of the door. Open the door. There's that huge bump. Looks like a zit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Dr. Pimple Popper, where are you?
No. My mom watches that and I hate that show. It's so gross.
It's very gross, but it's very educational.
Yeah, okay. My mom watches, she eats and watches that show. That part
I've done that too. I've eaten stuff and watched Dr. Pimple Popper.
You guys are gross.
Dylan, my husband works in, medicine. And,
yeah.
Hi, honey. Speaking of my husband, he's in VR.
Oh no, he's in VR. He's gonna
just walked in and with his headset on, speaking of VR.
Like, see, this hurts. Like, this is something I'll never risk my worst enemy upon. Just stepping on Legos. Legos, like, if you step on a Lego, just cut my foot off.
Oh, that's so bad. Stepping on Legos is the worst pain you will ever feel in your entire life.
They hurt, especially when you're barefoot. Like, that is like, oh my God.
Even with socks on, it's just as bad.
You feel it.
It's just like your heart stops and you're just like,
you
go into a different dimension and just be like, what is this pain? Yep, this kid owns a lot of Legos, no dough.
My cousin has a lot of Legos too.
Oh my God. They're really concerned about learning German right now.
Wouldn't you? You think the grandmother's
the flour. Oh, the milk.
Ew.
Oh, this part with the chandelier and the butter. That fall. This is the second time they fell down the stairs, like twice. She fell going up the stairs, but then
in
going down the stairs.
Any other situation, they would have been dead by now, or at least in a substantial amount of pain.
Mm-hmm. They're in so much pain right now. Look at them. He just got salted with milk.
Yeah, and they did their own stunts, right?
I'm sure there were stunt workers, but I feel like, they had to take stuff that made them feel horrible.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't need to be paid like hazard pay for that shit.
Pay for the chiropractor.
Yeah, because I would need something. Like, the hell, you're gonna make me do all that?
If we ever meet Ellie Kepper one day, we're just gonna ask her, "Did you do your own stunts?"
First, I would apologize to her for being in this, and then secondly, I'd be like, "It's not." It's like the thing with the problem. Like,
this part is gonna hurt with the thumbtacks. Oh my God, that's so painful. That could really hurt.
Like, it's a psychopath. Like, there's no they're like, look how funny this is,
It's not funny. That's so painful.
Like, at least in the original one, like I said, the wet bandits were actually criminals, like, and everything. And when you saw them get like trapped and all that, electrocuted
just
stuff like
even in the third one, they were criminals. Like, almost, I feel like maybe all of them had like criminal elements to it.
Yeah, these are just two parents just trying to save their homes, and they're getting like, are we supposed to laugh at this?
Oh my God! See, this is where she would probably lose a foot with the treadmill and the weights.
Yeah.
This is where she would probably actually lose a toe. And the dumbbell or the what's that thing called with the handle?
I don't know.
I forgot what it's called. Cowbell or something?
I think so.
She had been dead after all that with the weights that had taken her body.
Imagine one of those thumbtacks went into her eye.
That she would have lost an eye.
Rob's lady in a Santa suit, I can't take seriously.
There's nobody in this film you can take seriously. And it's amazing. They are all trying so hard, too.
Like, is this kid supposed to be entertaining and like funny?
I think I would have been disappointed if I saw this as a kid.
I would have been pissed if this.
And then he just hit himself with the tree. Could have broken every bone in his body. Do you know what? I'm gonna just bring it up once the event happens. Hopefully,
Okay.
if I
Forget Kevin McAllister being the
guy
Jigsaw.
loses a tooth. Maybe this Archie Yates and Jigsaw can work together.
Like I say, yeah. Instead of Kevin McAllister being Jigsaw, I can see Archie being the new Jigsaw because he's legit having fun with torturing these people.
He's the child to him. That can actually impale you, just like what happens in
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
Violent Night.
yeah.
It's amazing how he missed all the icicles. Like, I forgot about the icicle part in this film. Like, that is terrifying.
I almost got hit with an icicle. It's fucking dangerous.
They
This is not
are
fun.
not
This is
your
not funny to
friends.
me.
None
This
of
very
it is funny. It's like torture.
insensitive.
No more nothing. Kid, you gotta stop. Do you realize the torture your mom is gonna see that you did to this house? And the poor Rob lost a tooth. Oh. Oh God. She's coming down. She would have died if once hitting the floor.
What was the plan?
I heard your plan. You want to kidnap the ugly boy. Meh. They look at him like, what the hell? Yeah, literally death maze, as what Ellie Kemper just said.
Death man. He's literally just someone you.
And he admits he didn't steal it.
Imagine how
Yes,
soon
you did. You did a very bad thing. That's right, you did. That's right, Rob and Ellie.
You broke into a house, you got fucked up.
Oh, and this is where they find out the kid is home alone, and they feel bad for him.
No one.
No one. It's just me.
It's supposed to be something like, I would have been killing this kid right now.
I would have been like, I would just be like staring at him for like a million heads, like, what? And she has the nerve to come, sweetie, apologize, and and sound like everything is okay. Like, everything is not okay.
You fucked me up. I probably have dislocation.
They need chiropractors. They need bandages. They need, like, and how they're even walking is a miracle. You know, I'm surprised they're not limping. You know.
Yeah.
And they have a sweet heart to heart and hug after all that.
Well, it's like he's home alone. It's okay. Oh,
he's home alone. Yuki, he by himself.
now the house is all fucked up and everything.
Yeah, everybody's gonna walk in and just be like, "What is?" What happened? What happened? Don't sit on the buttery stairs. You'll slip right off the stairs. So now they're going to take him home with them and just be like, you could stay with us. No.
You know, if that was the case, he's like, hey, I'm home alone. Okay, we'll let you, we know you. Like, we're good with your parents. We'll go.
No, I would be like, we're going to call the police and figure this out.
Rob. You're going to be in trouble. This kid broke the house.
His bump is gone. It is deflated.
It's all one big misunderstanding.
One silly misunderstanding. Oh, it's a silly misunderstanding. And then this is where the kids find out the house they may not be living anymore. They're gonna have to move out. Yeah, well, family. That's what it's all about. Family after all this commotion.
We can't talk about family because of the whole situation with Mark Sinclair.
Now they're trying to think of who could have possibly taken the doll. And do you know what? I'm going to really complain once we find out what actually happens. The child has it. They could have just searched the house again. You know? They could have searched the whole house and asked if the kid had it. You know? Before they made all this dramatic stuff. You know? Right, Mac?
I hate this movie so much.
The kid just throws it. The slow and dramatic stuff.
So is this a glass doll or just a regular doll?
I don't think it's I think they want to make it look like it's plastic, but for given how it's been going through some stuff, it has to be plastic because it would have been broken by now.
Just freaking.
Because glass is like heavy, like when if it's thrown, it doesn't stay up in the air long. Yeah, because it blinks and it's plastic like that.
All this for a doll that is just deformed.
I mean, if it was glass too, I think it could eyes could have probably moved, but probably plastic head.
Good catch. He's redeemed. He helped them get the doll back.
Oh, yay. You saved the day. After almost killing us. Oh, Ollie did the Home Alone thing. He put his hands on his face and did, oh, it's Mom.
And Mom, can't wait to see until you see the house.
Yeah,
and make some good improvements.
I did an extreme makeover home edition.
Hi, I'm whatever. Who's the
I'm Ty Pennington.
Thank you. I was trying to figure out his name.
And welcome to Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Today we have Ollie Yates here.
I wonder whatever happened.
Torture the house.
I wonder whatever happened to that show.
I think he went on. I saw him in an interview once, and he's still doing HGTV shows.
Are you gonna watch that new HGTV show with the Benny Safdie did for Showtime?
Oh, I've been watching it.
Is it good?
Oh, I think it's one of my favorite shows of the year.
Because people were like, I saw those scores around today. I was like, it's certified fresh or critically, but people the audiences hate it.
I think it's really entertaining. I love it because Nathan Fielder's really great in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very different from what I've seen for TV. I think they were trying to sell it as a horror series, horror comedy, but it's got a drama comedy elements, but I like it.
I remember they announced it like 3 years ago, and I was wondering what happened to it.
It's really good. I like it.
All that for $200,000. See, it'd be different if like the doll was worth $50 million.
Once they upload it nowadays, $5. They just upload it to eBay.
Who uses eBay still? Like, I've never used eBay. I never bought anything.
Dylan has gone. My husband, Dylan. Shout out to my husband. He's gone and bought some books on there, but that's it. Like special edition of certain books that are not like in the same artwork in the past. But that's mostly it.
I would never buy like an electronic from eBay, to be honest with you.
I've seen people who go on like they do like reviewing old toys like on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they were, they had to buy stuff on eBay from there, but that was it. The eBay, I feel like, was mostly for the Beanie Baby stuff.
So why don't they take the offer for the house, move somewhere nicer, and then have the money for the toy to help start?
Mm-hmm. And then Merry Christmas, and then we're gonna flash forward to a year later, and any second now. Oh, this is the part where the mother just sees her house is just demolished from the inside.
What the fuck?
Oh, I would have that child would be grounded for life. No, nothing. No, nothing. Like no TV, no nothing. Like severely grounded. Like ground. It'd probably only go in his room, read a book, Like that's like true people like grounded, Like did they ever I wonder what Kevin's punishment in the Home Alone films, like what his ground.
I don't think he had a punishment because with him it was just, oh, we just left you at home, but then they realized, oh, he tried to break into the house and like there's criminals, but like with this case, like this kid was definitely in the wrong.
Yeah. Oh, now everything turned around. See, now how could they afford to pay for everything with all the utilities that they had to fix? Because the guy got a new job, and everything looks like spick and spanny now. Is that a word?
I guess.
Oh, wait, I didn't want to rewind it. Oh, it's a cleaner. I just looked it up. Spick and span.
I like how these adults, they're clearly have PTSD from this kid. He's a psychopath. He made these poor adults fear him.
Yeah, as they try to give him a soda, like try to pull something. Just flashback to.
Man, you ever had a beef with another family?
Pelted with milk.
You ever?
Oh yeah, there's literally beef on the table. Have beef with another.
And then you invite them to dinner a year later because
you're all friends. Like, oh, like, this is great.
This is worse than when Batman stopped killing Superman. He's like, Martha, why'd you say that name? That looks like the same exterior from the old house.
The end.
They never moved. Oh,
the end. The end. The end. The end. Okay, Dan Miser, probably one of the worst directors though.
So that was Home Sweet Home Alone. And Kristin, what did you think?
I hate this. I felt like I was melting.
Don't say John Hughes did this screenplay. He did do this.
They had to market it so they can get people to watch it.
They're like, oh, John Hughes' last script? Like, no.
No, it's not. No. John Hughes, I don't think would associate it with it.
Oh, hell no. He would have burned it to the ground.
He would have been
This was the longest an hour 36 movie I've ever seen in my life. All right, so yeah, that was Home Sweet Home Alone. So final thoughts on it before we go spend Christmas with our families.
Nothing else, but don't torture yourself with Home Sweet Home Alone. If you watched it and just listened to us complain and yabber about whatever this was, great. You didn't want to waste your time with it.
So I'll ask you one more thing too. Do you think there's a future for Home Alone movies? Not even like in general, but like theater, because there has not been a theatrically released Home Alone movie since '97. Do you think that with the right team, with the right director, right story, they can get back into theaters?
I think if they bring somebody like Macaulay Culkin, then fine, because then people would love to see that.
Uh-huh.
But no, I don't think
Damn.
there's that same hype anymore. Like you really gotta do something extreme to make home the Home Alone movies like a theater going experience, you know.
That's
You
true.
had to make it like an event.
We'll always have Home Alone 2. Electric Boogaloo. But that's gonna do it for this special edition Christmas watch along of Home Sweet Home Alone. Don't watch this movie; it's a train wreck. Go watch Christmas Story; it's much better. Trust me, I don't care.
Watch any other Christmas
yes,
movie.
literally anything, even
Any Hallmark.
any Hallmark movie would blow this other one. Go watch the Santa Incident. That's a better one. But until then, happy holidays, happy New Year from us at M&K Productions Podcast to you, fellow listeners. I've been Mac. I've been Mac. This has been Kristin.
We'll be back with more episodes very, very soon.
Yeah, we'll see you all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
On my wrist, ay, baby, you a star, I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue honeys, I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat, lay back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Ay, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah.